Hi, everyone. We're here again for the flexible and free virtual event, and we are with Cory Snyder, who is with RevenueJump. Cory's one of my favorite marketers. You may have seen that out on my Facebook feed recently. We've known each other for years, but really only recently had a chance to work together, which is very exciting for me. I hope he feels the same way, but
I do.
So I'm going to turn it over and let Cory tell us all about RevenueJump.
Awesome. Thank you. And appreciate you having me and giving me the opportunity, Michelle. I'm super excited to talk with everyone about RevenueJump. And really, there's a couple things we want to kind of go over, which is the automating of the collection of testimonials and reviews, and how we leverage those in social proof, and how we leverage those very easily to just generate more business, generate more word of mouth, generate more conversations, and which all turns into one main thing, which is generates more money. And technically too, if you want to look at stickier customers. But that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, and how we make it, how RevenueJump, we basically looked at this and we said, how do we keep it super simple? How do we keep it super inexpensive for somebody to do this? Because there's a lot of platforms out there that do similar, that are just astronomical prices, when in reality, you can do it in really simple ways. And with your awesome Michelle behind you with this, you're going to find tons of success and grow your revenues, obviously. So I'll go over the quick agenda, which I did a little bit earlier, but what is RevenueJump? Who's behind the product? So it's good to obviously put a name to a face, kind of understand who are the people behind it. What are testimonials? What are reviews? It's probably a dumb question, but we do want to go from the power of social proof and how to leverage it, and then turning your customers into your promoters. All right. And then we'll talk about how you actually get started and leverage RevenueJump to do all of those things. So what does RevenueJump do? What do we help you do? Right. So first and foremost, we have automated the collection of testimonials and reviews, and we can do that through just RevenueJump, or if you have Keep or another platform, there's a chance that we integrate with it, and you can automate it through those integrations as well. Our goal is to have you own the #1 spot on Google, right? And by doing that, it's going to increase the word of mouth. As you guys have seen over the last 1.5 to 2 years, online and purchasing online and going online and looking and doing your research on individuals has become more and more prevalent. So we want to make sure that you're owning that and that you're controlling your message on who you are, what you do, right? Leverage customer testimonials and local reviews to grow your social presence. And the final thing, grow your revenues by turning your customers into your promoters. We want you to sing praise. Over the last 10 years, I've spent solely in relationships with partners, with agencies and marketers. That is exactly what their goal is to do, is to take their clients and have their customers be spreading the word, sending in referrals, and doing those sort of things. And so that's the goal, right?
Brand ambassadors, right?
Yes, love it. Brand ambassadors. Yep. I'm gonna have to change that from promoter now. But who's kind of behind the product, and where did it come from? So, Brody, he's the individual on the left. Obviously, you can see the handsome gentleman on the right with his family, but the Brody on the left, he's been in marketing, and he has his own agency as well, but he's been doing this reputation marketing for 14+ years. And that's where RevenueJump came from. He saw a hole in a missed opportunity, and he saw a lot of frustrated agencies out there trying to build their online reputation, and didn't really have an effective tool to do that was within the budget of where it should be, right? So he built it, and he's also my cousin. Best-selling book on Amazon, and he's an outdoors guy. Loves mountain biking, competing in Olympic triathlons and all that good stuff. I'm less on the athletic side. I do like to golf, but I spent the last 14+ years in MarTech SaaS, working for some of the largest SMB marketing automation platforms, Keep included. Spent 10 years at Infusionsoft, now known as Keep, Active Campaign, and now I'm at Maripost doing my full-time gig while we grow and get RevenueJump out to the masses and really help people understand what it can do for them. Family Guy, as you can see.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you're good.
If somebody doesn't know, what is MarTech? When you
say
MarTech.
Marketing technology is the way that I look at it, in all simplicity, and then software, and then SaaS, software as a service. So, because you have FinTech, which is finance, but yeah, so MarTech is really just marketing technology, marketing automation, if you will. Yeah. Yep. Family Guy, RVer, horrible golfer, all of those good things. So let's talk testimonials. what would you say, actually, before we go to the next slide, Michelle, what would you say a testimonial is?
Somebody telling everybody else how amazing you are. I think this is one of those things that we all want to have and all hate asking for. So you having a tool that helps us with that makes our job easier, right? It can often feel like begging when you're asking for a testimonial, but
yes,
people want to see it because they want to see, like, you know, if you were able to help Susie get over her foot fungus that took 6 months to grow and now she spent 4 years trying to get rid of, and you have a story where you did it in 2 weeks, everybody wants to hear that. And we need Susie to be the one telling it. That's the testimonial. Somebody who says that you're amazing and can fix their tails.
Exactly. So you just actually did my entire next slide. So thank you. A testimonial is feedback, plain and simple. Here's, you did a great job, you didn't, whatever it is, it's feedback, right? Do you like asking for feedback from clients and customers? As Michelle mentioned, no. Sometimes it's awkward, it's weird. Where do you find the right time to actually do it in the conversation, pre, post sale, and then while they're being onboarded, whatever it may be. That's why we've actually just automated it. Take out the weirdness completely. We've tested it and tested over the last 5+ years on what's the best questions, how do we present the questions. But in all transparency, the real magic is how you use it. So asking is that's only step one. Like, great, you got it, sweet. You have all of these testimonials. What do you do with them now, right? So, and that's the number one issue. Even if you actually collect the feedback, what do you even do with it? And so, as Michelle knows, we actually solve for this. I like to call it the piece de resistance because it is so easy to set up and so easy to use, and it's just a really good tool. And I'll show you at the very end. But yeah, that's what a testimonial is, right? And now, how do we collect them? Surveys. That's what we call them. We call them surveys, which is super, super simple. And I'm going to show you right now what it actually looks like in RevenueJump. So we have this survey here, and we send out 3 different messages. And within those 3 messages, they're all pushing to the survey. And the goal of the survey is the goal of the message is to drive them to the survey, which is text message, usually text message or email. And they're all, again, driving to one specific thing, which is, I'm going to speed this up actually, because I want to get to the survey piece. The 3rd message, if they don't send it, you can delay it a certain number of days. But once they get to the survey, it's one question. Did Dunder Mifflin meet your expectations? Yes or no? Super simple. Drop the feedback in there, which I'm about to here. RevenueJump is awesome. And then you hit submit. And that is it. It is that simple. And now you've gotten some feedback. Now, obviously, you could change some of that messaging potentially and lead it to what you want it to be. But at the end of the day, that's been tested over and over and over again to see what works. And that's the best way to get testimonial feedback. And what's cool about it is I'm going to show you how we collect reviews, and you'll be like, oh, sweet. 73% of buyers will pay more for a better customer experience. So I found this I just happened to find the perfect cartoon, if you will.
That's pretty perfect.
I thought so, right? They are so good. I'd be willing to pay double to do business with them. Well, maybe not double, but definitely more. They're that good. Yeah, I guarantee you have heard that before, Michelle.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing something really well, people will pay more for it. If you're doing it sucky, they're not going to want to pay at all. So
yes,
we definitely want to collect those testimonials and reviews that are, this is amazing and you should do this. And just having those gives you that ability to actually raise your prices, because now the expectation is that you're so good, I should pay more.
Yes, and one thing I want to state is, like, testimonials, like, it's not about, as I mentioned, I didn't say good, I didn't say bad, I said feedback, I said testimonials. That is an easy temperature check to say, like, where am I at without them dominating you on reviews. That's the benefit of testimonials. Testimonials is feedback, goes directly to you. It doesn't go to the interwebs unless you push it there. It doesn't go out there to where they're saying, like, oh, 1 star, you suck, da 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 da. Right? This gives you an opportunity to say, where am I at? Did I have an employee that wasn't very good? All kinds of stuff. So that's the benefit also. So, but testimonials, it's just the beginning. Oh, you love that gift, don't you? It is the weirdest one, but I love it. And the reason why, it's because testimonials, it's just dipping your toe in the water. we want you to go full bore cannonball in on this, right? So that is our goal. And that means the next move, which is reviews. Okay. We got to throw some weird gifts in there every once in a while, get people's attention.
I can't unsee that now. That was so cringy.
You're welcome. So we're going to start off with the same thing. Like, what is a review? A review is the golden star. I mean, literally, they're all golden stars of customer and non-customer feedback. Okay. So like hundreds of different sites are collecting reviews. We have a customer that's in the cannabis industry, and there's one specific review site for cannabis that we were able to pull in, and they're able to again, collect reviews for that. As the world continues to shift to online, as I mentioned earlier, when purchasing reviews become more impactful, it's going to become impactful on the positive and the negative side. And I'll share some stories with you on how that has actually changed in my life over the last 10 to some 12 years. So story time. And Michelle knows that I'm going to talk a little bit about this, and that's one of my favorite gifts also. I'm like, Jess, I mean, come on. So in 2005, I went over to my nephew's house and I played this thing called Guitar Hero. And in 2005, I don't remember, I was my mid-20s or something like that. And I fell in love with it. I was like, I have to have this. I, at that time, was a broke early adopter. I had kids and a family. I had no purpose to be an early adopter, but I was. So I had to have Guitar Hero. And with anything, if you guys have seen anything, every year there's that one toy that comes out that everybody wants, everybody buys in bulk, and then they sell it for astronomical amounts, right? So I drove 2 hours one way, so 4 hours of my time so far, to buy this guitar that I paid double for. I was an early adopter. I had to have it. Fast forward 2021, I'm in Walgreens. COVID's a thing. And I'm like, I need to get these like thermometers that can just like scan on the head. And I'm standing in Walgreens. I'm like, well, which one do I buy? They're pretty close in price. You know what I did? I Googled them to see what the reviews were, to see what customers are saying. I'm standing in the store. And I think actually I do this in Home Depot a lot. And I think Home Depot tries to block your cell signal intentionally. So you don't actually Google it and look at it. But the point is I became a pragmatic buyer. And as again, the world is shifting to more, do some research on where you spend your money. I'm literally in a store saying, I'm going to buy one. I just need to know which one to buy. And I did it based on reviews.
That is me in Best Buy. Every time I want to buy something, right in front of the salesperson. Hang on a second. Let me check. And I'm start searching. Well, this person said this. Can you explain how this is going to affect my purchase? And they're like, yes. You know, I swear they see me coming through. They're like, oh, not her again. You know, because I'm quick with that stuff. Yep.
Yeah. No, that's not how it works. But yeah, so that's become me. That's who I am. And now I literally will take weeks before I buy anything. But once I made a decision to buy it, I want it now. So that little pragmatic is still there. And that's where Amazon comes in handy, right? Same day. 85% of people trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. It brings me back to a quote. I can't remember if I used it in the presentation or not, but it's the whole concept of know, like, and trust, right?
Yes.
You get closer in closing that gap of know, like, and trust when somebody reads your reviews, when they actually have personal feedback. It's less of a stranger because you can actually read through the intimate, details of what actually they're saying on the good, the bad, or the ugly, right? And so I found this other information, which is the top reasons why consumers purchase health and beauty items from places they regularly shop. Number one was consumer feedback. And what's cool about this one, it's not only just the ratings, the reviews, it's the images and the videos. So when I go out to a place that has blown me away when I go to eat, and I'll actually tell a story about that as well, is I leave a detailed review. And it's very intentional because I am going to this place because of a detailed review. And so I'm trying to share it, especially with Google reviews. I leave a ton of Google reviews as much as I possibly can because there's tons of buyers like me, right? So here's a good example, like who would you choose? Get Motivated Seminars, not to call them out, obviously. or Damon John's success formula, right? It's just an example of like, that's one of our clients, but you can see the difference of 1,000 reviews at 4.8 and 2 at 4. Even if they were at 3, or even if they were at 4 reviews and they had 4 stars and 4 reviews, which one would you go with, right? That's the whole concept, is the more reviews, the higher reviews, the more they're going to have that, you know, a fuzzy feeling inside, if you will.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust the one that has 1,000 reviews first. Even if it was a 3-star, I'd probably still go with 1,000 reviews, because there's a lot more content for me to filter through and then make my own choice. Yeah.
Yes, at least at that point in time, you can kind of dive in and say, okay, were these people just being jerks, right? Is it a legit review in the sense of they explain exactly why it was bad, or were they just trying to be, or were they not true reviews also? Were they not real customers? Yeah. So this is how we collect reviews. As you notice, it's exactly the same. And that's very intentional. We want the process to be stupid simple. The only difference is when you get to the survey and the yes or no question, it's going to pop up with your 3 choices. Where do you want to direct people, right? But in the sense of how you send them out, text message, email, it's exactly the same. So you don't have any confusion on how to do it. There's no issues on how to set it up. It's simple. Again, this has all been tested for years. Now, once you get the reviews, this is kind of what it's going to look like in your dashboard. You're going to see all these awesome people. And as you can tell, this is a dummy website, a dummy demo. So you're going to see content that makes sense. But some of the things we wanted to make sure to do is we wanted to make sure that you were put in a position to be able to see the title and also see the original quote. And the reason for that is a lot of our customers are like, hey, the original quote, grammar's off, spelling's off. We'd like to clean that up a little bit to where it's the same quote, it's the same content, but I just want to clean it up so it doesn't make them look bad or us look bad, right? And so you have the ability to take the original quote, create the visible quote, as well as add a picture if you want to create some of that humanization there. In addition to that, you have the ability to also turn that on and off widget right here, which I'm going to talk and demo later. But that's how simple it is. You can go in there and click on it and see it and get excited about all of the awesome reviews that you have, okay? So the other piece is this. A lot of the customers that we work with, and Michelle, I think you love this part. You haven't had a chance to kind of play with it a ton.
I do love this part, and I have played with it. It's fabulous.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. A lot of our customers don't understand where they stand as far as their competition, as far as reviews are concerned. And so this is an example of one of our customers. They put in the people they feel like these are people I'm going after. These are people that are my competition, that are taking my business or have my customers, right? And so they put that information there so they can see where are they sitting from and this customer is actually destroying it. They're like 600 points way ahead of their competition, which is awesome. But here's another one of our customers that we just signed up that we're getting ranked right now. They're like way behind their competition. So they have a ton of work to do because their competition's going out and getting a ton of reviews, ton of social proof, ton of feedback, and they're going to end up taking the business from them, right? And this is just a good way of just being able to see like, where do you stand? And by the way, this is part of RevenueJump, this competitor thing that's free, which I'll show you later. But like, you get to see where you stand.
So if you're an A-type personality, like some of us are, and you want to know what all your competitors are doing so you can beat the pants off of them, this is killer.
Yes, totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. So last story, my wife and I, since, so we have 5 kids, as you saw. So we need a little bit of our own time away. So religiously, we go out every Friday or Saturday night on date night. Doesn't matter, but it's obviously much easier now because we have a 17-year-old. But before that, we made it happen. Even if it was just even if it was literally grocery shopping, just her and I. But lately we've said, you know what, every week that we go out, we want to try something new cuisine. So we'll say German food or say this or that. And we started just using OpenTable. OpenTable is awesome because it shows reviews, shows pictures, it shows what people ate, what they like, the whole 9 yards. It's made life so much easier for us to be able to just pull up the app and say, let's go to Gilbert in that area. Here's what we want to eat. This is what we want to eat, and boom, there we are. That is the power of reviews. Is people are using hundreds of thousands of people are using these things and looking at it from a review standpoint before they even book. And what's funny is, I don't know if you've ever done this, Michelle, but I do this all the time. I'll go into the restaurant and I'll say, I'm here because of your reviews. Your GoGo reviews were bomb. And they're like, oh, thank you. 99% of the time, unfortunately, they don't know it. And if they did, they could do more about it.
It is really cool when you can share that with somebody. And that just happened the other day. We went through looking for somebody to cater lunch for the mastermind. And we looked at several different sites, looked at the reviews, ended up picking one. The food was phenomenal. So much so that like 2 days later, I went back and got food for the family. And when I picked it up, I told the girl, I'm like, you guys are amazing. This food is amazing. We found you from reviews and it was awesome. And she was so happy to hear it and so excited that the reviews were working. And then what she do next, she asked me to give her a review.
Of course. Smart person.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. Love to see it. And so that's the power of social proof. But what else is what is the other thing that's super powerful, right? Collecting customer feedback is vital. It's become it's no longer a nice to have. We're in a world where technology, it's not like when I grew up and I had to wait for dial-up to go up and I could actually, even back then, only think we had reviews, right? Now it's a need to have, right? More and more competition gets created daily. It's much easier to start a business these days. So you're running into a lot of competition, right? Word of mouth isn't enough. It needs to be documented where your customers will see it. Automation plus RevenueJump. We're seeing a spike, and this is legit, this isn't a made up number, like 600% more reviews. And the reason why is because it's automated. And now that's probably like, of course, Cory, people don't like asking for reviews. So when you automate it, of course you're gonna see, yes, of course, but it works. That's the thing, right?
But it's how you ask too. Like you have automation, right? We've had automation for a while. We could send out emails saying, hey, how'd you like the service? Can you give me a review? And they have to reply to that. Or you're giving them a form and they have to fill it out. And then where is it going? Oh, wait, it's just in my automation tool. And now I actually have to do something with it. So when you pair it up with a tool that actually takes the next step for you, that 600% increase probably is light.
Yeah. And you're exactly right. And that's the other point is like, we've had, partners and other people who worked with like, oh, I can do this in this solution, or I can do this in this solution. And you absolutely can collect it in the solution, but turning it into social proof and turning your customers into promoters, that's where everyone fails, because now it becomes from an automated collection to a manual expression, if you will, to a manual process. That's where it turns into basically nothing. Never gets anywhere from there.
Manual process is where everything goes to die. Yes. True. So like, why turn customers into promoters is probably a really dumb and loaded question, as you tell. But the whole purpose of that is to, and I'm going to go ahead and show you RevenueJump now. And I think you can still see this. Can you see RevenueJump now, Michelle? Great. So once you go into RevenueJump, we're going to go to our widgets. I love the widgets. And the reason why we built these widgets, it's part of LoJump, it's part of the free plan, is within 10 minutes, you have now the ability to share automatically all of that stuff that's coming in. So once you set up the first time, it runs. So we'll give an example here. So you have your new widget. So we can call this whatever we want to. We can call this, honestly, it doesn't matter. It could be our testimonials one, right? And from here, we have the single layout, which we have multiple layouts depending on the level that you're on in RevenueJump. You have most recent. You can go crazy and just do some random ones, or you can go very specific. If you have customers that have said, I love you, and they're like the most amazing testimonials or most amazing reviews, you just grab their ID, which I showed you earlier. You just grab that and put it in there. And you can literally target ones. If you have a special going on in a specific month and somebody gave you testimonials or reviews on that specific product, throw it in there. So that's all they see when they're on their site. You can say, what do you want from testimonials and reviews, or just reviews? You can say how many stars. If you have multiple locations that you're kind of focusing on, you can do that as well. And all of this comes to say, great, that's what it looks like.
Now you get to see firsthand, what does it look like? You take this code, you drop this on your website. If you have a web guy, you can use your web guy. If not, Michelle's got a guy. You just take that code and you embed that widget on your website. What happens is, and I think you guys have probably seen this before, on the bottom left corner, it's going to pop up, right? Where it's going to say new review, new testimonial, and it's going to give you that content or that content of the individual, and it just random. It just basically flows based on what you pick, right? And you have different options depending on the different edition that you are. We only have 2 editions: it's low jump and high jump, pretty simple. And Michelle can give you the full breakdown of that. But ultimately, that is it. That is the most, our partners love this tool because they're able to set up automation to collect the testimonials and reviews. And then they automatically set up the promotion of those testimonials and reviews. They never really have to touch it again. Everything is just running. And it's just showcasing these things. Now, we obviously recommend that you or your customer, whoever it is that's working inside of RevenueJump, make sure you go look at your testimonials and make sure you're happy with the grammar and some of those things. But at the end of the day, it's going to go collect them. As long as you tell RevenueJump to go get your testimonials or your reviews, it's going to go do that. Now not only are you growing your review and your social proof, but now you're actually able to take this stuff that you've collected and use it on your website when people are looking at your stuff. And hopefully that helps as far as that is concerned. So that is how we collect the actual widgets, right? So again, easily leverage your testimonials and reviews for social proof. Don't publish reviews like this one on the right? Proofread it, correct it, and then push it live. And you can do it all in less than 10 minutes. Super easy.
And did I hear you say it was free?
What's next? It is. So through Michelle, everybody gets the low jump for free, which is your ability to automatically collect testimonials, for just collect the testimonials, automate that collection of feedback and the widget, and throw it up on your website and share what all of these people love about you. If you want to go through the reviews, which is obviously it's a whole nother level of social proof. It's a whole other level of commitment of saying, I'm really going to go out there from a social presence concerned and reputation, and I'm going to grow my reviews. That's $99 a month. You also get testimonials. You get the obviously competitor dynamic and everything there, so you can see what your competition's doing. But you have the ability now to grow and automate your reviews and do all of that awesome stuff there.
Amazing.
And obviously, don't be a stranger. I had to put in Baby Yoda.
Of course you did.
Yeah, so don't be a stranger. My email address is on the left there, which is CS Cory Snyder. Brody Tyler, that's BT. And then on the right, just take your phone, scan my code, and let's connect on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad you came and joined us today and showed us all about RevenueJump, because it really is one of my most favorite go-to tools for helping businesses grow and automate some of those tedious tasks and automate something that most people don't really want to do. Most people, they're stuck at the beginning. I hate sales. We can't run a business if you don't have sales. I hate asking for testimonials. You can't grow if you're not asking for them. Not in this dynamic, not in this world. I mean, we are all looking for what somebody else's experience was so that we can ensure that we have a good experience. So if we can automate all those different steps and make it easy, then, why not? Right. And so Cory's giving it away for free, which is amazing.
Through you. Yes. But, and that's the thing, is it's free. Like, it doesn't hurt to do it, get it up and running, figure it out, play with it. And then at that point in time, once you've had a chance to look at your reviews and you're like, okay, I need to do some work there, then you can upgrade and you can really start strategizing with Michelle and say, okay, what should I do? How should I leverage this? Where are there some tips and tricks here? And all that good stuff, right? And the goal is we try to filter out any of the ones that are, so to give an example also, in some of those times when they hit 3 on the star rating, it's going to actually go to, to us. It's to RevenueJump. It's not going to go to the review sites. I believe, if I remember this right, and Brody will correct me, but it's 4 or above. Those are the ones that we actually post as well.
I like that you're giving people the option to do that. And you know, maybe at first when you first start collecting testimonials, you got to have the 3s, 4s, and 5s in there.
Yeah.
But as you grow, you're going to be able to replace those 3s with more 4s and 5s, and eventually you can just get those out of there. But having the functionality to be able to decide is pretty big. I don't think every tool that's out there for collecting testimonials and reviews allows you to do that. And then the automation of it, you know, being able to connect it to whatever you're using, if you're doing Keep, if you're doing, you know, Active Campaign or something like that, whatever is available that they connect with, to be able to just simply put that trigger at the end of your, you know, sessions. Let's say you're doing sessions with somebody, or at the end of a purchase process, you know, you're building a widget for somebody. At the end of that process, being able to just add one little trigger that says, now send them RevenueJump. It just simplifies your process. It takes away a mundane task. It keeps the flow going. And then you can continue to automate past that and be like, cool, thanks for giving me that. Did you know we also have? So we're creating more conversations with people, more ways that we can connect, and for free. I'm gonna keep banging on the for free, because honestly, there isn't a lot of things out there that anybody's giving anyone anymore for free. And this is not just a, you know, a cheesy for free. This is a huge benefit to any business for free.
That actually works.
That actually works. And if you're, you know, if you're curious about seeing a site that it actually works on, between Cory and I, we both have plenty of sites that we can demo to let anybody know. So how are they going to, well, we saw they're going to connect with you through your email, cs@revenuejump.com, through that nifty little, you're so much better
QR code.
You got your QR code up there. I still haven't got mine on there yet. Although I do use Popple. I don't know if you've seen this yet. This is one of my favorite things ever. If you don't have one of these, you should get one of these. Which it makes that whole social media connection just a little bit easier. So yeah, connect with Cory, connect with myself. We will show you a demo. We will hook you up with your free version. And again, thank you, Cory, for coming and sharing that with us.
Of course. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you for having me.
Just a little bit. So you can rewatch the video with Cory anytime if you are a VIP member. If you're not a VIP member yet, make sure you upgrade your ticket to VIP, and we will be looking for you on the next session.